Cat, and welcome to our Fastlane review of the brand new upcoming cards that will be coming out in the Superstore. I have just bought myself the Pantheon Plus. What's it called? Pantheon Plus pack. So let us all see what is in there. First of all, let me just make sure that my chat is working. It never does the first time. There we go. It is now showing up, finally. And with that said, let us get our Pantheon Plus pack. Got a Pantheon mouthguard, 15,000 credits. Pantheon elbow pads, much better. And 20,000 super coins, giving us 92,000, which is more than enough for us to get the brand new cards from the Superstore. So the Superstore currently, for the next 3 minutes and 55 seconds, has, of course, the Becky Lynch, which we did get from Payback. That was SummerSlam 23, and the Rey Mysterio, which we ignored, again, also SummerSlam 23. We also might get an update on Table Flip, where we may be able to play that for free one more time as well. And, well, that's an hour and 3 minutes away, so there's no point in wasting time with that. So we have 3 minutes and 24 seconds left remaining. Hopefully the people on my Discord will have heard that I am doing this. I have 11 win streak on 24/7, but I'm going to wait before I claim this, and then I'm going to claim it right as Codebreaker is about to start. We're going to try and get ourselves one big old Mr. Jonathan Gargano, which generally, with someone like Johnny Gargano, it tends to be a little bit easier to get than if it was Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns or any female, because people tend to go absolutely crazy for those cards. But this one might be a little bit easier to get. Basically, whatever it would take to get into the top 1,000 of a Seth Rollins Codebreaker, you will get you into about a top 200 of Johnny Gargano. Everything in that top 100 range is still going to be absolutely, ridiculous to try and get into. But you need less points to get a higher reward for someone like Codebreaker. For Johnny Gargano and Codebreaker. Looks like we have 16 minutes left until our fusion is done. We have done the horror fusion. That will give us one of these many rewards. I feel like the horror fusion is probably better, because in the panic one, you basically have to sacrifice 2 WrestleMania 39s, and then when I did it, I only got a myth card, which I wasn't too pleased with. And if you just do these, then just do that, it's free, you don't have to sacrifice anything, so absolutely no reason not to. Superstore is a minute and a half away from updating, so if you want to get yourself a Becky Lynch or Rey Mysterio, now is the time to do it, because in just over a minute, those might be updating into what could potentially be a Fastlane John Cena, a Fastlane LA Knight, and potentially a Fastlane Io Sky. However, those are just guesses. Notice a distinct lack of people actually using the chat. You guys can hear me, right? Better make sure that the microphone is actually working. Should probably make sure the chat is working as well. 39 seconds left to go. It is thinking about updating. And as you can see here, we have 92,000 super coins, which is enough to get ourselves 4 cards. So you shall get 2 pros. Yeah, there's a few people. Network error? Don't you network error me. I swear to God, see if it went down there. There we go. Superstore. Ah, there's the updates. Oh my goodness, so for the next 48 days and 23 hours, you can get yourself an EO Sky. You can get yourself the Mr. You Can't See Him, John Cena, and you can get yourself LA Knight. Yeah! So, which ones am I going to go for? Well, let's take a quick look at our deck. We can see there's a few people chatting now. So in terms of female, our best card currently is the Battle Pass EO Sky, and our weakest card for left arrows is EO Sky as well. So if we were to get an EO Sky, then that would replace EO Sky, and then it would replace EO Sky as being the best card for our females, which of course currently is EO Sky. So there's a lot of EO Sky going on there. However, I think I probably am going to get the EO Sky purely because I don't have a Pro Pantheon, and I think a Pro... Whoa, what happened to my stream? Why is it all really low res? Oh my goodness, why does this keep doing this? I'm gonna try... I can't do some... I thought I could perhaps try and switch it to mobile internet, but apparently that is not going to happen. So I think I will get the female purely for no other reason than so that I can put a Pro Pantheon into the team for the female. In terms of the other one, do I want an LA Knight or do I want a John Cena? So currently, let's look at my top 8. My top 8 is, of course, left arrow, Dominic Mysterio, right arrow, Hulk Hogan, left arrow, Edge, and then a singular down arrow, Damian Priest. If I were to get a right arrow John Cena, then my top 4 would be left, right, which tags absolutely perfectly, which would be wonderful. However, if I get an LA Knight, it will tag wonderfully with this up arrow, Johnny Gargano. Now, let's take a look at our deck once again. So if we were to get the right arrow John Cena, it would replace this SummerSlam 23 Seth Rollins, because we wouldn't need him because, of course, our Gunther, our Jey Uso, and our Hulk Hogan are all going to be stronger than that. If we were to get a down arrow, it would replace our SummerSlam 23 Fortified 2 Wesley, because, of course, Ricochet, the Summer Ricochet, the Double Heroic Chad Gable, and the Double Heroic Damian Priest are still better than the other down arrow ones. So, I think either way, I want to get myself the EO Sky. Then it's just a decision of, would I prefer to have John Cena or would I prefer to have LA Knight? Well, we did have an LA Knight back in Myth Tier, Double Heroic LA Knight, which of course is not one of our cards because, well, there is our... If it was an up arrow, I would definitely go for the up arrow because our up arrows are the ones that is lacking. We're doing fine on left, right, and up arrows. Or left, right, and down arrows at the moment. It's up arrows that's the problem. So, I think I need to get the 2 EO Skies. And I think I'm going to go with John Cena. Because John Cena will have higher stats than LA Knight will anyway. I mean, if we look at LA Knight, you can see there it's 54, 51, 52, 53. So it's literally 51, 52, 53, 54. This one, for Cena, it's 51, 51, 52, 54. That's interesting. Does Cena have weaker stats than LA Knight? That seems a bit wrong. Yeah, power and charisma. 54.01, 53.05. Okay, so this is almost 55 on charisma. Okay. So Cena's got a lot more charisma. His toughness and speed are weaker. But if you take into consideration the charisma and the power, then that is stronger than LA Knight, it would seem. And of course, they do all cost 18,000. So of course, a pro costs you 36,000, and for two pros would be 72,000, which would drop me down to 20,000, which I think I'm fine with, especially because this is still the start of the new Pantheon tier, even though we've had Pantheon tier for just over 2 weeks now. This is our third event going into Johnny Gargano, which will be starting in just under 2 hours. So I think we can easily get the EO Sky. There we go. EO Sky is done. Lock that down. And once again, oh, that was our 11,000 star as well. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely wonderful. We got 11,000 stars. We're going to get our pro of EO Sky. I'm going to screenshot that very quickly. There we go. 11,000 stars. That is very cool to see. And go back over here. And along with two EOS guys, I think we're going to go with two John Cena's. I think John Cena's the one I want to go with. LA Knight is really tempting. But I think the John Cena is the one I'm going to go with. So let's go for it. Let's get ourselves one big old John Cena. And lock that down. And there we are. 11,001. 11,001 stars. And of course, we're going to get ourselves a second John Cena. And maybe by the end of this, we'll maybe get ourselves a double LA Knight as well. Let's see what images we can put on Mr. Cena. This has been a little while since we've had a decent Cena. So a lot of these Cenas look exactly the same, which is the problem with John Cena's. However, there is one huge exception, and it is the Halloween era. So we can go for Zombie Cena, which looks very, very cool. What other variations do we have? I've always quite liked this one because there was previously this other Cena that came out, and yeah, I think it was that one. No, maybe it wasn't. There's another one where he's in an almost identical pose, but I can't remember which one it was. But remember that if you had this one, which was an event card, like it looked just a little bit different, and people were like, yo, how did you get the image to change like that? There we go, there's our John Cena's. As for EOS guys, let's take a look at our various different iterations of EOS Guy. We have quite a few to choose from. I do really like this image. Like where she's got a lot kind of going on, I think is much better than the normal variants. Although this one is the most up-to-date version of EOS Sky. This looks like current EOS Sky. Though, I think this one is just the best image we have for her. I'm going to go with two different images for the time being, and then from there I will decide later as to which one I want to stick with. I think we're going to stick with this one for just now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's type by cough. So, there we have it. We have 2 brand new John Cenas. We have 2 brand new Io Skies. I'm going to see if I can train those up, get those pro'd, then we can see what the pro animation looks like. And I'm going to see if I can try and get that done in the next hour and 49 minutes before Codebreaker begins. And then, of course, this is the deck for Codebreaker. It can't be changed because it only takes your best cards. So if we can get the Pro John Cena in here, then it will swap over with this Seth Rollins. And, of course, we aren't going to use the female Io Sky in this Codebreaker because this is a male Codebreaker, not a female Codebreaker. In terms of the Johnny Gargano, I think I'm probably going to try and go for... I'm going to say top 2,000. I don't care enough to get a high-ranked number. I have done it before. I've went for higher-ranked ones in the past. I think you've all seen the number 8 Seth Rollins that I got once, which... Whoa, it's... just saw there was a bit of loading there. That was weird. I think you've all seen the number 68 Seth Rollins that I've got. But for those of you that haven't seen it, let's take a look. He is down here somewhere. That was weird. There we go. Let me know when you see him, guys, because I have a really bad habit of going by him. He is in here somewhere. Well, I think we've already passed them because that is back to the very, very first ones. Okay, presumably not there then. It must be in this section. There we are. So there's our number 68 Seth Rollins that we've got in the past. And that one was an absolute nightmare to go for. So I won't be doing that again. That is for damn sure. I think I'll be more than happy if I can get into the top 2,000 of Johnny Gargano. I'm trying to remember, what was the last event that was ranked? It was, yeah, it was JSO, which I didn't really care that much. Sparse asks, bro, you got Roman? No, I have not yet pulled Roman Reigns. I have been recording all of my rare to draft pulls just in case I pull him. And believe me, if I pull him, I will make a video on it. I'll let you guys know. But for anyone that doesn't know, there is a special limited edition Roman Reigns, which there's only going to be 5,000 of, and they're going to give away 200 of them each day. You don't have to be Pantheon tier in order to get them. You can be any tier, and it's just a random pick off of the rarity draft pick. I'll make a video on it and I'll talk about it if I pull one, and if not, then I don't really have much to say on it other than to give you that information, because there isn't really much else I can say, which sucks. And one thing about the Roman Reigns is it cannot be pro'd. You can pull more than one of them, but you can't fuse them together. Basically, the one Roman Reigns you get is all you get from it. If I had pulled that Roman Reigns, maybe I'd have went for the LA Knight because it would have tagged with the up and the down arrow, but instead I went with John Cena. Swag Croc says, I'm getting that Io Sky purely for the image. Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, it is the most up-to-date image of Io Sky. There is my previous Io Sky. Fine, let's just see what she looks like with the new updated image. That arguably looks better. I think I might actually keep that. Yeah, that looks... You're right. It does look better. Well said, Swag. So... Oh, have we? Ah, we have our fusion, finally. Let's see what we get, see if we can pull anything decent. Is it going to be anything worthwhile? Is it? Hell, my goodness. It was an arcane Braun Strowman. These pulls have been awful thus far. From the previous one I did this one, and I got a myth. I can't even remember what card it was, but if I look at recent, it will tell me. There we are. We pulled the myth Zoe Stark, and from the horror one, we pulled this arcane Braun Strowman. So it looks like we're going to have to wait once again until we pick up more of these Horse of Horrors, and then we're going to have to clear our way back up to getting 3 more scythes so that we can try again to steal. But there we are, folks. You know what? Let's claim our 24/7 reward. See if we pull anything nice. A Mythlook Gallows, 5 draft picks, and we got 3 Horse of Horrors. And now I shall need to play until the new challenger shows up. So... oh my goodness. I'm having a variety of different coughs, which is not very good. I'm going to show you guys how to train up cards quickly. That's what I shall do next. So let's train up our 2 Fastlane John Cena's. We are also going to train our brand new Pantheon cards we just got as well. So there is the L pad, and on the other one shall go the mouth guard. And you can see here that it's only the 2 John Cena's that have any kind of power in them whatsoever. All the rest of the cards are largely terrible. And we are just going to jump into Royal Rumble right now. And we are going to hope that we pull one of the John Cena's fairly quickly. Okay, we have not, so we just need to keep going through cards until we find a John Cena. There's one. We have one of them. But now we need to get rid of this card. Once Austin Theory is gotten rid of, then we can get our John Cena. Excellent, that's what we wanted. And now, for every single match that we do with John Cena, counts as a separate match. So that's 1. That's still 1, even though it's a reversal. That's 2. And it's just going to continue on like this. That's 3, so we don't want to use speed anymore because that one is now weakened. There we go, that one is number 4. And if this Cena gets defeated, we'll throw in the other one. That is 5. And not only is this 5 games for Cena, well, now 6, it is also 6 games for our equipment as well. That one is now number 7. Number 8. Now remember, we don't want to use speed, and I saw that there was a speed that we had coming up. Now we don't have a choice, so we just have to use it. And if Cena gets defeated, then we throw in the next one. So he only has 42.7, so he's most certainly going to get defeated here. And with the reversal, he wins. My goodness. Good old Super Cena. There we go. Cena wins the entire Royal Rumble by himself. It also gives you plenty of points for this as well. Yeah, it seems like a team battleground has been started. We don't have much space. That's because we've got all those brand new cards. And if we go into Edit Deck, then you can see here that we've got 11 games on our John Cena. We also have 11 games on our Mouthpiece as well. So, if you just do that multiple times, then you'll be able to train up your John Cenas very, very quickly. And then we can pro them and see what the pro animation looks like as well. So we're going to just jump in there again. This is what I find to be the fastest method for training these cards. Just going to use a big old Sheamus first, see if he can win a couple of games by himself. He did not. That was fairly atrocious. I think our Drew McIntyre should be able to win a couple of games. There we go. Unfortunately, we just need to wait until one of our two John Cenas show up. Can't really do much until that happens. Wow, this is not typically what happens. Okay, we finally have a John Cena willing to show up. Which is about time, if I do say so myself. There we go, we have our Zombie Cena now on the play. We also have our second Cena waiting in the wings, should this one get eliminated. We'll just keep this up for a little while. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to do Power, which only has 16 million. So a little bit weaker, but we still win. And then this one is going to be Toughness, but I'm going to use my Super as well. Not because we need to use the Super, but just because I'm trying to use the Super as many times as possible so that we can get our quest rewards. And we just need to keep doing this until... Wow, that was 2 that time. Until we get our 24/7 to show back up again. On occasion you need to check this because sometimes a challenger will appear and the game won't let you know. So sometimes it's worth just coming out and checking just in case something's going on. But generally it should tell you. One of the things we can do is we can get rid of some of these. Oh, we have a quick question from Gaming Mosquito. Hey, quick question. Do you know any easy ways to get Pantheon tier as I'm SummerSlam 23? Well, the best way to go about it is to find yourself an active Pantheon team, such as mine, because if we click into here, I need to go into click into get started first of all. So here are our cards for this team battleground. That seems like a fairly decent team. But every single reward, you'll either get a Pantheon card or a SummerSlam 23 card, and you're also guaranteed to get an additional 2, either SummerSlam 23s or 2 myth cards. And this doesn't matter what tier you are, it only matters what tier your team is. So as you can see here in my team, once we log in, you can see a lot of people are Pantheon, but there's some people that are SummerSlam 23. And do we have anyone lower than that? Nope. SummerSlam 23 is our lowest tier at the moment. But If you just continue and get yourself an active team that is Pantheon tier, then those rewards will come to you every single time. Also, in Team Road's Glory and in Team Ring Domination, you're also guaranteed to get yourself another Pantheon card. And so long as you can get yourself a Pro Pantheon, that'll be more than enough to get you up to near enough this level. And of course, if you get the event cards and such, that will also help along the way to getting you up to the highest tier that you can possibly get to. And that works with every single tier, not just Pantheon, of course. Amy Luna says, hey, welcome. Welcome to the stream. I am merely showing people just some tips and tricks. And Gaming Mosquito says, thanks, I'll look for one. I'm glad I could help. I think we might have some space on our team. Let me just check here. If I go to follow, I need to wander over to Jai. He is in Soul World Order 2. And in Soul World Order 2, we have only 16 of 20 people. So we have roughly four spaces in our team. And you can see there in Soul World Order 2, Soul World Order 2 is also my team. You can see there are some Myth players. Majority of them are Pantheon, but we have one SummerSlam 23 and one Myth tier. So the way that my team works is if you do well enough in Soul World Order 2, then you'll get moved up to Soul World Order 1 whenever there is enough space. And Soul World Order 1 is the big team. That's the one you want to be in, because that's the ones that are going to get the 15k wins on every single team battleground. Of course, we're also going to get all the rewards in Team Road to Glory and Team Ring Domination as well. But Soul World Order 2 will also try and do that. They also get all their big rewards from there, so it's well worth joining either one of the teams. But if you want to be on the team with the big old Grand Cat, then you have to work your way up to Soul World Order 1. And once you're in Soul World Order 1, you can even work your way up from there and jump from TBG 2 to TBG 1. And then that is you at the absolute pinnacle of WWE Supercard and also of Soul World Order. So, without any further ado, for any newcomers, we have just bought ourselves 2 John Cenas, and we are going to play Royal Rumble to train them up. So let's jump into another Royal Rumble. I see there's a few more people joining in with the stream. Welcome. Gaming Scoop says, thanks bro, this is going to help. If you do want to join my team, what you have to do is you have to click the Discord link in the description. That is the one there, discord.gg/wayajaf. It is not a it is a permanent link, but it's not a what are those called when they've got a specific name? It's not like a featured link or whatever it's called. So you just have to click the link below. That will get you into the team. And then just say, hey, I'm a fan of his Grand Cat, I would like to join your team. And someone will guide you to the correct area that you need to get to from there. Okay, we have 3 charismas, which we do not need, so we're going to do this. And the next one's going to be big old John Cena. And he's going to come in and he's going to beat up Butch for us. Oh, we've got 2 John Cenas in a row. Okay, so that one was speed, so we don't want to use speed anymore. So we're going to try and use everything other than speed if we can. We're just going to try and play this as quickly as possible. Just try and get as many different games on our John Cenas, because if possible, I'd like to pro our John Cenas before Codebreaker begins. Because of course the John Cenas are going to help us in Codebreaker. The EOS guys won't help us in Codebreaker, so if we can get those pro'd at some point later in the future, that is fine. But we want to focus on proing the John Cenas here today. Of course, we're using the Zombie John Cena because it is coming up for the Halloween time. It is middle of October. And now we are forced to use speed. So we might lose our John Cena here. But thankfully we've got a second one waiting in the wings. There we go, that is fine because our new John Cena will now jump in and he should be able to take out the Hurricane. And even with the reversal, we still win. And we just want to ignore power until we've got all of the rest of these games finished with Mr. Cena. And there we go. And we've also earned enough points for a battle points reward from our big old battle pass. Let's go and see what our battle pass reward is. Still no challenger for 24/7. No, it is the big red machine. And 200 super coins. Also, I am fairly sure that Kane never ever once said, "I'm a machine." Don't know where they're getting that from, but they are going for that. I'm going to continue playing Royal Rumble until we get ourselves a 24/7 challenger. And then I'll do the 24/7 challenge. And then that will conclude tonight's little stream. Thank you for everyone that has decided to jump along and join in with our lovely little stream tonight. So once again, we can't really do much until a John Cena shows up. Though we might be able to win a game or two with our Drew McIntyre here. Yeah, there our John Cena is now finally showing up. So now we just need to get rid of our Drew McIntyre. The sooner we can get rid of our Drew McIntyre, the better. There we go, that should do it. Because we want our John Cena in here as quickly as possible so he can get as many games in before he is eliminated. And there we have our second John Cena waiting for us. And after this Royal Rumble, we'll take a look and see how our John Cenas are doing. Being that we have been training them up briefly. And this is all we do, we just keep throwing these cards into our John Cenas so that they keep getting wonderful, wonderful little matches. In this last one, it doesn't matter whether we win or lose. All we're trying to do is try and get as many matches for John Cena as possible. And of course, it also helps with the points from there. We are approaching our level 4. And we still, unfortunately, have not seen our 24/7 championship. So let's take a look. So one of our John Cenas has 25 matches already. So we are a quarter of the way done. Our second John Cena is at 15 matches. So they are slowly getting trained up from just throwing in Royal Rumbles over and over. I don't think I'm going to pro the John Cenas on this stream. I don't see that happening. So don't go expecting that to happen. And if we can keep John Cena in there from the very start right up until the very end, I think it gives him 13 matches. Okay, so we want to stay away from toughness now, because our toughness is down to only 2.9 million. Whereas everything else is still absolutely massive. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have to use one of our toughnesses. And we're just going to have to hope that Cena is able to take care of this match. And he did. So now we can get away with using a couple more charismas. Whoa, we lost that one. Well, that's not what I expected to happen. Now we have to wait for our last John Cena to show up. There he is. He's finally shown up. This is now a perfect time to use our super move as well. Okay, so we can't use power anymore, so we have to use everything other than power. And then we're just going to have to lose the final match, which is fine. And there we go. So we finish on 8-6. Which still gives 100 points to our final results. Now this time we're going to have to get rid of a few cards because we have reached our maximum. And once again, we also have not seen our 24/7 championship showing up to be defended, which is very, very rude of it. So, what do I want to unlock here? Let's go into deck editor. So we can detach this and going to unlock this Seth Rollins because he is going to go to one of our John Cena's, and also our left arrow Io Sky is going to be exactly the same, where we aren't going to need her because she is going to be replaced with our Fastlane Io Sky. So let's train up our John Cena's and see where they sit once they are fully trained. So that takes up to level 94. And our second John Cena. Level 91. Want to get rid of a couple more cards here. Just went to level 96. We're going to get rid of the Zoe Stark. We don't need her, unfortunately. That's level 99. He's very, very close. As for this Cena, we will use... For 6 levels, I think that might be able to do 6 levels. It did, just barely. So now we can see what Cena looks like on level 100. That all of his stats are fairly high up there. We need to do a little bit more just to get this John Cena up. But we now have 7 spaces, which is a little bit better. And we've got a decent number of cards there. We aren't going to dust these. Instead, we're going to go to My Cards. We're just going to train. And we're going to train by recent. And if we go into recent, then we could select all. Of course, make sure that your cards that you care about are locked down. It won't eat any of your horses. And all the things that aren't locked down, we get trained into John Cena. And that puts him up to level 100 as well. And there we go. That is how that is done. And another cool trick, which I think most of you are aware of, but I'm going to show you it here, is if you don't have an energy, then when you go into here, you can just get that pick, which stuffs that off. And it gives you a guaranteed TBG energy every single time, so long as you have none of them. So if you want, you can just do this repeatedly and get yourself 50 TBG energy, rather than relying on luck to get your TBG energy. So as you can see, that was guaranteed every single time. But now let's just go through a whole bunch of these and see how long it takes us to get a second energy. So that overall only gave us one. You can see how that certainly speeds up the grabbing TBG energy. We're just going to do this for speed as much as anything else. Yeah, we can dust those. It's also interesting that you can still pull Edge, considering he is one of the main characters on AEW at the moment. So you can see that without the method, getting TBG energy is not quite as easy. Way to go, network, my goodness. Alright. Well, we did a little bit there. Got some TBG energy. We still haven't got our challenger for 24/7. So let's go back into Royal Rumble and continue training up our two John Cenas. Of course, the John Cenas are now at level 100 each. So we'll jump in with these ones. The opponents will also scale to you. So whatever your deck is, the opponents will have a similar style deck. Wilton Ellis says, I have 43,000, I don't know who to pick. I would probably recommend going for the Io Sky, because getting a pro Pantheon female is going to be a lot trickier than getting a pro Pantheon male. Also, the Pantheon female events tend to be a lot rarer than the male Pantheon events. Well, any tier, not just Pantheon. So if you have yourself a pro female Pantheon, it will help out your deck quite a bit stronger as well. It also helps out your team. If you're in a team, it will help raise the level of your team as well. So that is my recommendation if you have to choose between one or the other. I went with John Cena and Io Sky because I had enough for both. And now we need to wait until we can get rid of this Cody Rhodes. He is currently being an American nightmare for us. And hopefully our big old Cena should be able to beat this Pantheon Cody Rhodes. And he does, so we don't want to use speed for him for the time being. We'll stick with charisma and power if we can. Maybe an occasional toughness. Oh, that was our second big card there because we've just dropped down to 17 million in charisma. So if we can, we'll try and stay away from charisma as well. We'll try and stick with only power and toughness until we are forced to use it. I don't normally do live streams, but I thought I would show off the brand new John Cena, LA Knight and EO Sky cards. And we'll go for Charisma first, just in case the opponent can beat us. Then we'll go for Speed. Again, just give the opponent a chance to beat this John Cena. And if they do, then we'll put in the other John Cena. And then we're going to have to use the last John Cena. And that'll get us more games for our Fastlane John Cena, of course. And of course, doing this also gives us a lot more points for our PvP as well. And we still don't have a challenger for 24/7, which is very, very rude to say the least. We can dust all of those. And we now need to wait 1 minute and 5 seconds until we get another Royal Rumble match. Another thing we can do is if we go into Wild, we can edit our deck here. These are the cards that I was trading up beforehand. Just go into Cleanable. We're going to throw in Pro Play Music. If I play music, we will be copyright striked. Man, this Simon McDonough really, really loves music. I would attempt to sing, but unfortunately my throat is not quite permitting. Spamming bro play music, not going to get me to play music, friend. Yeah, Bounty Bot, I think he might be on something. I think he may want me to play some music. The other thing we're going to do here is we're going to train up our EO Skies as well. They're only on level 0, so they're not going to do much, but it will get them games. Is this a new tag partner for JD? Well, it could very well be. We'll do this so that if we get another single match, then we can win with our big old John Cena. Oh, he's back. We have overrun. Oh my goodness, we might win this. Nope, no chance. That's a tag match. Okay, let's see if our rare from season 2 Shawn Michaels can win here. Well, at least he's somewhat formal. That is true. And it seems that no one wants to challenge the Grand Cat for a 24/7 title match. Very rude of them, I must say. I'm just going to quickly click back and then go into this. Let me just check 24/7. Nope, still nothing there. Okay. We shall go back in. For anyone just joining, we are currently training up a couple of John Cena's, which we have only just recently got. And we are also waiting for a 24/7 title match to happen. And once it does, we shall play that, and that will be the end of the stream. So we're going to continue playing until we get a 24/7 title match. In fairness, Simon McDonough might be onto something, because if we were playing music, then I wouldn't need to speak. And I did a whole bunch of unboxing videos this morning, so my voice is a little bit ruined at the moment, which kind of sucks. So I hope that you'll all bear with me. Let's see if we can do anything with our level 0 EOS guys. I didn't expect to, but just in case. And then our John Cena and our Von Wagner that we are also training up. Still no 24/7 title match. This is atrocious, to say the least. It has been almost an hour now. It's been 56 minutes since we started the stream. Which is absolutely crazy. Let's see, Bantybot, what did you write? I need tips on how to finish the gold battle pass fast. It is my first battle pass, and I'm getting levels nowhere on it. Is Codebreaker good for it? Yep, Codebreaker, playing War Games, playing Royal Rumble, all of that. Anything that adds points to your Codebreaker. There we go, we finally got a 24/7 Championship challenge. But yes, any of that all helps towards the Battle Pass. The idea is the Battle Pass is supposed to last you for 30 days. So about halfway through, you should be on the first Undertaker, and then the second half, you should get the second Undertaker towards the end of October. So let's now defend our 24/7 title. Oh, very rude, stealing my title. Didn't even win it off me. We are against Clowny Pants. It is starting off with a female tag team. Walton Ellis says, the last time I played TBG, it was Royal Rumble 23 with my current team. My goodness, that was quite some time ago. That would have been back in February or March, possibly. We're going to use our double heroic Dominic Mysterio to absolutely dominate this first match. And then it is going to be a tag match, which is going to be Ludwig von Kaiser and Jey Uso. And there we go, we have a perfect 3-match win. And we have done it, folks. We are now on a 12-win streak. However, I am not going to claim the reward this time, unlike last time, because in 1 hour and 5 minutes, Codebreaker is going to start, and when Codebreaker starts, I will claim this reward, and then through playing Codebreaker, the 24/7 titles will start showing up a lot more often, and also I'll need to play Codebreaker anyway. Wilton Ellis says, I'm at 12 too. Oh, right, you're at 12 defends on your 24/7 championships. Let me just show you where I am in Battle Pass. I have just got over 10,000 points. However, from playing Codebreaker for the next few days, that should shoot up. We might even get our first Undertaker by the end of this Codebreaker event, and I suspect that in the next event or two, we'll probably get the Pro Undertaker, and that will help out with that as well, because once we get our Pro Undertaker, then I can get rid of this Finn Balor. This is a Fortified 3, SummerSlam 23, Finn Balor, because Undertaker will replace that as well. And yes, that is that. Do we have anything in here, or is that just someone sending me a message? It was just someone sending a message. BountyBot says, that's surprising. I was really expecting to see I got the Pro Undertaker from you in the first day it was out. I do play a decent bit of WWE Supercard, but I also do many, many other things. There are many unboxing videos that go up on the channel. There's very, very many card games, including One Piece and Card Fights. And also, I do Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Currently, we're playing through Rush Duels through that as well. So there's a few different other games that I play as well as WWE Supercard. I'm not purely 100%. It's not my only thing that I do, so that is why you see other things that show up, and that is why sometimes things like Battle Pass does take a little bit longer. There are some people that are more. Let's see here. Roland Kobe says, why Third Fusion Halloween is not able to do it? Oh, right, I see. If you're asking what you need to do here, you have to add cards to here, and basically it will cost you two Pro WrestleMania 39 cards. I think you may be able to get away with Pro something before WrestleMania 39, but 2 Pro WrestleMania 39 is what I did. I used this, and I got the Myth card, which I thought was not worth it, so from now on, I am only exclusively going to do this one instead, the horror cards. Let's see, do we have enough for this? We're 2 away there. Just saw another message. Okay, George Hasty says, can I join your team? Yes, you can. Just go into the Discord in the description below, and when you're there, say, hi, I'm a fan of his Grand Cat, and I would like to join your team, and someone will help. Roland says, oh, Pro, I need to add, thanks. Oh, right, okay, you didn't realise that you could add pros to that. And BountyBot says, Roman 600 was pulled. Okay, so that means there's going to be no more Romans today, presumably. I don't know where you guys are keeping track of these Roman reigns that are getting pulled and what ones aren't. I would just be playing and just seeing if I happen to get lucky and pull one. Zach tells us, okay, on Discord. I see. So, do they go in order as well? Because that's another thing that I would be suspicious of. Because I would just continue to play. Can you change the photos on the new Halloween cards? No, you cannot. I found that out myself when I got the Myth Zoe Stark. It seems that they are possibly linked to some kind of animation, but I haven't seen what a pro of the new 2023 cards look like. Biobot says I'm upset if you can't, because the biggest Shotzi fan is upsetting if I can't use that photo anywhere. And it says no. Well, one thing you can use it for, if you really want, is you can still set it as your card here. I got the Zoe Stark, so if I go down there, if I want to, I can set that as my champ. So you can do that if you really want to, but you can't use the Zoe Stark image anywhere other than on her, unfortunately. That is just unfortunately the way that it goes. I'm going to set myself back to big old Undertaker because this is Halloween. And I'm going to jump back to SummerSlam. There we are, that is the one I shall set as my champ. No, I don't want to change my name, good lord. Let's see here, there's a few more messages. Daigo says, hello, welcome. BountyBot says, upsetting because it's the only present day Shotzi photo. That does suck. Daigo asks, will you play the Coast today? I assume you mean Codebreaker? Yes, I absolutely will be. I won't be streaming it, I'll just be playing it myself. And BountyBot says, I saw the Pro, it's only the blue flames that are animated. Okay, so that's what the Pro animation looks like. Right. Well, very interesting. Anyway, I have been streaming for just over an hour. It is now 9 p.m. It is 1 hour until Codebreaker begins. My voice is beginning to break, so I am going to take a break here, and then I'm going to jump into Codebreaker within just an hour. Okay, I will answer one last question from the next one before we do. Let's see here. The next one asks, do you know if I have 15,000 battle points for the battle pass if it goes to 30,000 when you upgrade to gold? Yes, it absolutely does. Whenever you buy the gold battle pass, whatever points you currently have will be doubled. So if you are on 1,000 battle points, you'll immediately go up to 2,000 and get all the rewards for everything for the first 2,000 points. So that's how that works with battle pass. And Daigo says, I hope you'll do a good place. I'm not aiming for a high number with Johnny Gargano. I don't really care enough. I've done it before with things like Seth Rollins, where I got like top 68 with Seth, but I'm not that bothered about Johnny Gargano. Rolinik Kobe asks, who is my favourite wrestler? Well, I do have a favourite wrestler, and it's not the one that a lot of people think, and it is the King of Kings, the game Triple H, because he was such a huge wrestler for such a huge length of time that spanned so many different careers and multiple generations, and he was always just on top form. Triple H is my go-to guy. Particularly from back in 2002 when he had the Beautiful Day return promo for the Royal Rumble, and he just came back and just dominated. That's when I was like, oh yeah, no, this is the dude. that was the one for me. However, the likes of Undertaker, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, those are up there. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, and Triple H are probably my Mount Rushmore for top 4. But let's see, what other questions? Next one says, woohoo! I just got the first Undertaker. Time to try and get some extra money for gold upgrade then. Yeah, absolutely. And Diego says, do you think that 600 credits are enough to do a position like 3,400, 3,000, 4,000? For Johnny Gargano, yes, absolutely. To get into the top 4,000 of Seth Rollins would be the equivalent of getting to the top 12,000 of Johnny Gargano. So if you can get within that range, you should easily be able to get the 4,000. Nice and simply. Generally, for Codebreaker, you want to try and get a card that's above rank 5,000. I mean, obviously, the higher you can get, the better. But 5,000 will be a pretty strong card, to say the least. George says, I'm ready to join the group. Well, let the Discord know in the description below. If you want to join my team, just say, hey, I am a fan of the Grand Cat and I would like to join your team. And someone on the Discord will say, sure, here is, welcome to join the team, and make sure to read hashtag rules. And Mr. Portland Park says hi. He says, hi, hello, yes, welcome, Mr. Portland Park. I see you, I recognize you, you have been acknowledged by the tribal cat. And George Hasty, they already said that. Well, then welcome to the team. I'll be glad to see you on board. But that is going to be it for this little video, folks. I really hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so you can see when more of these glorious little videos go out. And we shall see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.